What's up, LEGO builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios, and in today's video I'm going to be turning this LEGO Horizon Forbidden West Tallneck into a LEGO Star Wars mock. If you haven't seen this set before, this dropped beginning of May. It's from the video game Horizon Forbidden West. It's just like a tall robot. You can see what's going on here in the picture. As soon as I saw this set, I knew I needed one, and mock ideas started popping into my head. This is such a cool, perfect blend of Lego, sci-fi, and at over 1,000 pieces. It's a very detailed build and makes for a great display piece. Well, I can't guarantee that yet. I don't know. I haven't built it yet. From what I've seen in the images, though, it's really cool looking. Now that I'm done drooling over this set, I want to explain what's going to go down here. So I'm going to be building a LEGO Star Wars mock using just the pieces in this box. Basically kind of similar to that alternate build challenge I did with the fighter tank. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to it up in the video. But this one's going to be a little different just because I'm not picking a specific or particular LEGO Star Wars vehicle. I'm still not 100% sure of what I'm going to do. I'm thinking either a walker or a hover tank. This doesn't have a lot of great terrain pieces, so it's going to have to be some kind of vehicle build. Plus, with all these awesome vehicle machine-like parts, I think that's a pretty easy decision. Real quick, before I get into the build, if you are excited to see what I end up doing with this bad boy, don't forget to execute Order 66 on that like button. And if you're new watching for the first time, consider subscribing and tapping that little notification bell so you'll be notified as soon as the next video drops. All that being said, it's time to crack this open. As I was sorting out the pieces from the bags last night, I was thinking about what I wanted to build, and I think I'm going to go the hover tank route. I've just been feeling hover tank. I think there's a really awesome hover tank build hiding in these parts. When hover tank comes to mind, I think of like the Imperial hover tank. You've got the Republic hover tank. Both are pretty blocky, pretty rectangular. I want to capture a similar vibe, but I'm thinking a little bit more rounded with mine. Something a little bit more oval-like. There's a lot of white in this mock, so I think I'm going to go with some kind of Republic build. Plus, I wanted it to be something for clone troopers to use in battle. There is a decent amount of green and some great black pieces, so I am going to be building a little bit of like a terrain base plate or stand to display this mock on once it's finished. Alright, I've got the finished mock behind this box. I actually had a lot of fun putting this together, more so than I usually do with these alternate builds or blindfold builds, whatever you want to call them, these build challenges, because this time I was really able to just sit down with no blindfold, no restraints, no handicaps of any kind, and just build. I had a whole assortment of pieces at my disposal. It's crazy what a difference it makes when you can actually see what you're building with. As a result, I built something that I'm actually pretty proud of. This, honestly, with like a few slight modifications, is a vehicle that I would actually consider putting in a Star Wars mock. So I didn't use a whole lot of the pieces. I think I still have over half unused. I was actually going to try and do 2 vehicles, but as I finished the first one and looked at what I had left for the second one, it was a lot of kind of plates and bricks, and I needed more. I needed a lot more Technic and connector pieces because I wanted to do some kind of walker. So unfortunately that wasn't in the cards. All that being said, I feel like I've kept you guys in suspense long enough. It's time to reveal what I built. Feast your eyes on my LEGO Star Wars custom hover tank. So what we have here is some kind of Republic hover tank used for transporting troops in and out of the battlefield. You can see it's got 4 seats right here for the clone troopers, and then right here is where the driver sits up in front. We have 2 slots on the back, and then 2 more slots right here kind of in the middle area to carry all the blasters for the clone troopers. On either side of the ship we have these cannons. These are the only armaments on the tank, considering it's a, you know, more of a troop transport, not so much a main battle tank. It's not very heavily armed, but that lack of armament helps make it lighter and much more maneuverable on the battlefield. On either side of the ship towards the rear we have the repulsor lifts that help keep this thing up in the air and guide it. Underneath the hover tank we just have a simple little landscape diorama. I took this idea from the actual Tallneck set. The Tallneck stands on like a snot base plate with like some landscape greenery, a tree, and some other random stuff. I just like that idea. It felt like it helps, and I felt like it helped display the Tallneck better, so I thought I'd try something similar with this hover tank, especially since the hover tank itself is fairly small. I wanted something else to help complement it. So my 2 favorite things about this build are first the shape. I was thinking hover tank or walker, and as I started to build, I realized I had a better potential with a hover tank, like I was saying in the time lapse. And I feel like hover tanks are very round, very oval-like, and I feel like I was able to capture that shape really nicely. You can see this thing's got a beautiful oval to it. The second thing I really like about this ship is the smaller details, or greebling if you will. All these extra parts allowed me to get kind of fancy. You can see I've got little tail lights here, and then these nice little repulsor lifts on either side have multiple slopes, tiles, and other stuff on them to help kind of bring the whole thing together. And then just along the front here you can see I've got some smaller sand blue tiling, and then up here in front we've got some buttons and a little bit of a control, and I was even able to put together some pretty nice seats for the clone troopers to sit in. So now that you guys have seen this, you're probably wondering what makes this a Star Wars vehicle. Like, where's the Star Wars? And obviously there were no Star Wars minifigures in the set, but I did build this with the intention of it being a hover tank for the 104th Attack Battalion, or the Wolfpack Battalion, just because that sand blue is the same color as the Phase 1 Wolfpack troopers. So you can see I've got some Wolfpack troopers there riding into battle in the hover tank. Obviously they weren't included in the set, but I just wanted to put them in here to kind of show you guys like what I was referencing. Well, that wraps up this LEGO Tallneck to LEGO Star Wars hover tank video. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really loving these alternate build videos. I wish I had gotten into them sooner, and you should definitely expect more of these on the channel, especially with the new wave of LEGO Star Wars sets that are gonna be coming out this August. Don't forget to let me know what you think of this little hover tank and what you think of the set overall. If there's anything you like, don't like, or anything you would have changed about the hover tank, don't forget to let me know down below in the comments, and I will catch you guys next time. But until then, happy building.